Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community, and 7 Questions with Emmy.
Hey guys, welcome back to 7 Questions with Emmy. Today I'm here with at David Copperfield's private museum in Las Vegas, and he's agreed to do 7 questions with me. So let's go in. Before I disappear,
Where did Emmy go?
hey guys, welcome back to 7 Questions with Emmy. Today I'm talking with David Copperfield. He's the most famous magician in the world. He holds 11 Guinness World Records, has sold more tickets than any solo entertainer in history. And so we're here at his private museum right off of the Las Vegas Strip.
Correct. You did that very well.
Thank you so much for talking with me today, David.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for coming here. Did you like, I gave you a little mini tour. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
What was your favorite? Did you like the coin trick?
Yeah. And the Spider-Man one.
Spider-Man tricks.
That was cool. Should we get started with the questions?
If you like, or we can just talk about just, life in general,
I think we'll get started with the questions.
Okay.
Question number 1. Did you always want to be a magician, and how did you get your start?
I started as a ventriloquist. What is ventriloquist? Do you know what that is?
It's people who have puppets, and then they use it they like close their mouth like this. And then I have a puppet actually.
You do? What's the name of your puppet?
Her name is Trina the Ballerina.
Trina Ballerina. That's pretty good. That's like hard to say. Trina Ballerina.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because it rhymes.
Yeah, it rhymes and it's kind of poetic.
Yep.
Okay. Does she talks? What's your Trina Ballerina voice?
Hello.
That's pretty good. See, if I were as good as you, I would have probably kept doing it, but I didn't. I gave up ventriloquism and I started doing this stuff, this magic stuff, because I fell in love with it. In fact, the coin trick that you saw me do with a little board is the first piece of magic that I learned. That exact thing is what started me doing magic.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I started ventriloquizing, is that a word? Ventriloquizing, and I gave that up to do, magic, because I just fell in love with magic. Yeah.
Question number 2. Where and how did you learn all your tricks?
I learned from books. I went to the library. There was no internet back then, so we had to go to the library. Do you have a library?
Yep.
You
We
do?
go over there a lot because I love to read.
Really, you do good.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't use libraries so much, but I think it's a fantastic thing. I've got a gigantic library up there of all magic books, one of the largest magic libraries in the world. So I go to the real library, and there would be maybe 6 or 7 books on magic, and I would take them out and check them out of the library, and I would forget to return them. Eventually I got them back. They came knocking on my door. We want our books back. But I did that. So I learned from books. What I did was I would read the illusion, the effect the audience would see, and I refused to turn the page. I didn't want to know how it worked. I didn't want to know the method of how the piece of magic worked. I tried to invent and figure out how to do it myself. And I invented my own things by doing that. So I'd read the possible effect and try to invent my own technology to do it. And eventually I'd look and I'd say, well, theirs is better, mine's better. And that's how I started doing magic pretty much.
When I was little, I had a magic book and I did tricks for the family. I don't have it anymore, but...
Do you remember one of your pieces of magic?
Not really.
Yeah. I don't like to call them tricks too much because even though sometimes I do, but I don't want to trick the audience. I don't want to make them feel, silly. I try to keep it as, I call them magic or effects because I want the audience to feel welcome, to not be excluded. Yeah.
Question number 3. What is the coolest part of your job?
People. I get to interact with people. Like this is pretty cool.
That's my favorite part
That's
of my job too.
Your job too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of listening. I'm a pretty good listener. It sounds like you're a pretty good listener too. So I listen to the audience. If they like something, I know I'm doing my job right. If they don't like something, I better change my job a little bit. So I keep listening to them and finding ways of doing my job better by listening to people.
Question number 4. Has a magic trick ever flopped on stage, and how did you recover?
It happens a lot, actually. And I find ways. We have a plan B and a plan C for magic. Just like in life, you always have a plan B or a plan C. Something could kind of solve the problem. So I have many ways of doing a different ending to an illusion if it's not going quite right. Yeah. I had, one day I was on stage and I was doing a rope trick. This is kind of a disgusting story. Do you like disgusting stories?
Mm,
I'll tell you anyway. I was doing a rope trick, and I wasn't looking. I wasn't paying attention, and the scissors were really sharp, and I cut my finger off, and it was bleeding everywhere. And the audience, well, I said, ladies and gentlemen, I cut my finger off, and the audience started to applaud. They thought it was part of the show, but it was horrible. And they took me to the hospital, and they sewed my finger back on, and it worked. It's all back together. So that was something. That's an example of. And I couldn't continue. I had no plan B for that. I had to go to the hospital for that one. But that's an example. Things do go wrong, and you have to find a way to solve it, mostly.
well, maybe they thought it was a part of the trick. You cut your finger off, maybe.
That's right. There are magic. There's magic just like that. This one was a real one. Well, same with you. When you were doing interviews. Go ahead, tell
I
me.
have a trick to take off my finger.
You
Want
do?
to see it?
Let's see, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I took it off.
All right, that's pretty good.
And then
That's bad. You know, you may have a career. I got to watch my back.
who knows? A 9-year-old may be taking your job soon.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I will support you.
Okay. Who is the most famous person you've performed or for done a trick? Who's the most famous person you've performed for or done a trick with? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of presidents were they're probably the most famous people were presidents, you know. Reagan and Carter, these are names in the past. Clinton, I did lots of shows at the White House, which were really, really fun. A lot of security, a lot of Secret Service people all around, you know. When you'd have smoke machines or you'd have knives and like things that saw people in half, the Secret Service weren't really happy about that. They would kind of be really careful watching me do it, but they knew it was all part of the show.
What do you like best about performing at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas every night?
I do 15 shows a week. 15.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Most Broadway shows are 8 shows a week, but I do 15 shows a week. But I love it. I love the audience is amazing, and they are very inspired, and they cheer, and they have a good time, and you know, I feel very lucky to have this job, honestly.
Have you ever been to Idaho and tried our famous potatoes?
Well, Idaho potatoes are the best. They are the best. My mom, and when she was a girl, she came here from Europe, and they had no money. And this is back in the long time ago. And they used to take potatoes because they were affordable. You could afford to have potatoes, and that would be their main meal, potatoes. And they'd also heat them up, and they'd put them, when they slept together, you know, in bed, they put the potatoes inside their coats, the warm potatoes, to keep them warm, because they couldn't afford to have heat in their house.
Like blankets.
Like blankets, just the little warming things like that. So potatoes have many, many uses throughout the years, but I love potatoes, and Idaho potatoes, I recommend them.
And have you been there?
I have. I've done shows. I'm trying to think of where I would have done shows. We'll look it up.
We live in Idaho Falls.
Idaho Falls. What's some other famous cities in Idaho?
Boise.
Boise. I played Boise. Yeah.
Coeur d'Alene. Mm-hmm. There's Rexburg.
Okay.
Pocatello, yeah.
Pocatello, Idaho.
Blackfoot.
There you go. Yeah, I performed all over Idaho, actually. Yeah.
I want you to come to Idaho Falls soon, and then you can stay at our house. And
you got a room for me?
Yeah, we have a guest room.
The guest room? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the invitation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we can eat potatoes together.
Okay, good. How would we prepare the potatoes? What do you like?
I like mashed potatoes and, of course, French fries.
French fries, yeah. Which is actually Belgian fries, actually. You know that? Mm. Yeah. French fries get this famous French fries, but actually they were created in Belgium. Google it.
But if you don't like the Belgian fries, you're a little crazy.
I like baked potatoes.
Oh, I like those too.
I'm not a big fan of butter and stuff, but I put salt on them, and it's so good. And yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm. I have a couple bonus questions now.
Sure. Are these the bonus questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question number 1. So where's the coolest place that you have toured?
Well, I've been everywhere in the world. I've done 10 world tours. But there's a place I hadn't toured, but I just went to Iceland. Have you heard of Iceland?
Yes, I have, except it's really green land.
It is a green land, you know. It's kind of misnamed, you're correct. But I went in a helicopter right into a volcano. It was amazing. It was incredible, you know. And I've been around a long time, but seeing that, we went onto a glacier, and you know, we had lunch on a glacier, and then we flew over an active volcano. Imagine something the size of this room, maybe double the size of this room, and it was all hot lava bubbling. In the helicopter, I felt the heat, and it was one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen.
Did you fall in the lava?
No, because I wouldn't be here.
Yep. Can you share a piece of advice that might help me?
I think mainly keep doing what you're doing. You're a very smart young lady. You have a lot more confidence than I had when I was your age. I needed magic to have confidence. I needed to have something to present. But you have a lot of confidence just yourself, and you have a lot of knowledge. So I think keep sharing that knowledge, and at the same time I would say, listen. Listen a lot, which I think you do anyway, but listen and absorb, because you know, the best teachers in the world are everyone around you. They just have so much to offer if you're able to listen to them and listen to them, what they have to say, why they're successful or why they're not successful, or why they're happy, even more important, or not happy. You know, just listen and look at them, you know. When I was a kid, I'd always be with a bunch of people, and whoever the boss was, everyone would make fun of the boss. Oh, the boss doesn't know what they're talking about. They'd find the flaws in the boss. And I was different. I said, I would listen to that boss is successful for some reason. They had flaws, they had difficulties. But I said, why is that person doing well? Why is that person, you know, why is the person the boss? And I discovered what they did right. And I learned so much by doing that. Yeah, that's good advice.
Okay, question number 3. Can you show me a magic trick?
Okay, I will try. This is a flower. Smells good, right? Take that.
Yeah. Okay.
I need your hands free. I want you to hold on to this. Both hands.
Okay.
Nice and strong. Okay, I'm going to make you disappear.
Okay.
Watch this. Make sure you see that. See through that?
What? See through?
Look.
Oh,
See
yeah.
through that?
Kind
Nothing.
of.
Nothing?
I
Empty,
see you.
empty. All right, good. Now put this here. Like this. It's kind of heavy. You got the weight?
You're going to make me disappear?
Yeah, hold on to the weight. You got it?
Yeah.
Here we
It's
go.
a little heavy.
Watch. I know. She's gone. Good night, everybody.
Where are you, Emmy?
She's back! And back to the interview. Can I give you a present?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This is the first one off the press. This is David Copperfield goat poster. You can look up what goat means. You can figure that out
Greatest
later.
of all time.
Can't fool you. Can't fool you. This is from the IBM, the International Brotherhood of Magicians. Gave me this award, and these are all the different icons of all the things that I did. You can look them up on the YouTube machine. I flew. That's me going through the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
That's the Learjet vanish. Niagara Falls and all kinds of stuff. A dinosaur. Anyway, this is for you, okay?
Thank you. It's when you made the Statue of Liberty disappear.
Very good. Yeah, you know. And I will sign this for you, okay? I'll sign for you later.
Okay.
All right?
Thank
Cool.
you so much for
You're so
talking.
welcome.
Oh, I got you a present.
You did?
Yes, so a thank you card
Well, that's
and
nice.
2 7 questions pens.
Okay, wow.
A 7 questions business card. So that one's my business card, except I didn't draw it.
Mm-hmm.
And then a keychain with your name on it, and it
Wow.
lights up.
That's pretty good. Let me see.
Because when I do interviews on Zoom, there's a light box in the back. It says the people I interview's name, and then candy.
That's good. Okay. I'm gonna eat that. Okay. Can I put this all back in there?
Yeah.
And you know something? I was thinking of naming my kid Emmy too. I didn't, but when I do,
He has 21 of me.
that's why I have 21 Emmys. I'd have one more.
Make sure you come to Las Vegas and come see David Copperfield at the MGM. Thanks for watching. Bye. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, new 7 questions and interviews are posted every Thursday. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Love you guys. Bye.
Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community, and 7 questions with Emmy.